Okay, let's unpack this. You look at a football scoreline, right? Chelsea 3, Paris Saint-Germain 0.
Yeah, seems pretty standard for top teams.
Exactly. But then you see the possession stat. Chelsea only had 34%.
Whoa, okay. That definitely makes you do a double take.
Right. That's the fascinating story we're diving into today. The FIFA Club World Cup knockout stage, July 13th, 2025.
And people are calling this a tactical masterpiece, aren't they? A blueprint in tactical maturity, I heard.
That's the word on the street. So our mission today is to figure out how on earth Chelsea managed such a big win playing like that.
Against PSG's firepower as well.
Definitely. And just, to set the scene. Cole Palmer, player of the match, an incredible 9.5 rating.
Wow, untouchable.
And Robert Sánchez in goal. Heroic stuff, earned an 8.5.
So not just lucky bounces then, real performances.
Not at all. And that gets us to the core of it, that paradox.
Right.
3-0 win, 34% possession. PSG had 66%, two-thirds of the ball, and scored nothing.
Yeah, and look, that's not luck. It really isn't. It's down to incredible tactical discipline, clinical finishing when it mattered, and just belief.
Belief they could do it that way.
Exactly. There's a great line summing it up. Chelsea didn't dominate the ball, they dominated the game.
I like that. That really makes you think, doesn't it, about what control actually means in modern football.
It absolutely challenges the old ideas. It's not just about hogging the ball. It's about controlling the spaces, the moments, preventing the other team from doing what they want to do.
So quality over quantity. Makes sense. But how did they actually do it defensively? Giving up that much ball, you've got to be incredibly organized.
Oh, completely. They set up in that 4-2-3-1, remember? It was described as a sort of well-balanced mix of youth and structure.
Relying on sitting deep and hitting on the counter.
Pretty much. Deep blocks, disciplined lines, and then boom, lightning counters. And underpinning it all was Sánchez in goal.
That 8.5 rating. 6 vital saves mentioned. Sounds like he really earned it.
He did. High pressure one-on-ones, some, unbelievable reflex stuff, a proper goalkeeping masterclass.
But it wasn't just him, you're saying. The whole defense clicked.
It had to. You can't keep a clean sheet against PSG with just a good goalie. Levi Colwill and Trevoh Chalobah, both solid with 6.8 ratings, they were immense at center back.
Anchoring things.
Exactly. And the fullbacks were key, too. Marc Cucurella on the left, tireless, got a 6.7. He defended the whip, but also tucked in smartly.
And Reece James on the other side.
Also a 6.8. He kept PSG pretty quiet down their left, even though he wasn't, bombing forward constantly like we sometimes see. Very disciplined.
So the whole unit just worked. Even with only a third of the possession. Impressive.
That's the takeaway, really. Defended like a single unit.
Now, a defense like that often starts in midfield, right? Stopping the supply. What about Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo? Their ratings aren't sky high, 6.4 and 6.8.
But that's where the invisible work comes in. Their job wasn't flashy. It was functional. They were incredibly disciplined.
Shielding the back four.
Precisely. Shielding the defense, staying compact, and crucially, forcing PSG's attacks wide. They just clogged up the middle, stopped any central penetration.
Which is where teams like PSG love to operate.
Exactly. And yet, Chelsea only have 301 passes, way less than PSG's 600-odd. But reports say most of Chelsea's passes were progressive, purposeful.
Quality over quantity again.
Yeah.
Every pass had to count.
Spot on. No wasted possession when you have so little of it.
Okay, so the defense and midfield were solid, disciplined, but you still need to score goals. 3-0 is decisive. How did they create chances with so little ball? This must be where Palmer comes in again.
Oh, absolutely. Palmer was, untouchable, like we said. He drifted into those pockets of space between the lines, got a goal and assist. Just a constant headache for PSG.
Described as outclassing every PSG midfielder. Big statement.
But watching him, it felt true. He really turned up in a huge game, showed he's ready for that global stage. But it wasn't just him up front.
Who else played a key part?
João Pedro, leading the line, got a 7.0. His movement was really smart, great link-up play, and he initiated the press effectively. He worked his socks off.
Creating space for others, maybe.
Yeah, pulling defenders around. And Pedro Neto on the wing, only a 6.4 rating, but his pace and width were vital. He apparently pinned back PSG's Nuno Mendes.
So Neto's presence basically stopped Mendes from attacking much.
Seems like it. It's all part of that bigger tactical plan. Chelsea were just incredibly efficient when they did go forward.
Clinical is the word. So Let's flip it. What went wrong for PSG? All that ball, 66% possession, 600 passes, 0 goals. You called it sterile earlier.
And it really was. Their 4-3-3 just couldn't find a way through all that possession, but where was the punch?
What about their big names up front? Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Doué.
Ratings weren't awful, 6.5, 6.8, 7.2, but they just couldn't create real danger in the final third. They were kind of neutralized, couldn't get into dangerous areas consistently.
And the midfield, Ruiz, Vitinha, Neves.
Same story, really. Lots of passes side to side, but lacked that vertical threat, that killer ball to break the lines. Chelsea's midfield just screened them off too well.
So possession without penetration.
Exactly. And then you've got Donnarumma in goal, a 6.1 rating, conceded 3 from 10 shots, apparently struggled with his distribution too. Just not their day at all.
It really sounds like Chelsea's tactical approach just completely nullified them. This wasn't just players having good or bad games. It was the system winning out.
I think that's spot on. It points to a really clear tactical identity Chelsea has developed. They made a conscious choice.
Sacrifice possession.
But control everything else. The tempo, the key spaces on the pitch, even the psychology of the match, you could argue.
How did the 4-2-3-1 enable that specifically?
Well, it allowed them to set up these really effective pressing traps, especially in midfield. And when they dropped deeper, it formed a solid mid-block.
Difficult to play through.
Very. The key was forcing PSG wide. Because PSG couldn't break those central lines, they had to go down the flanks, and Chelsea always seemed to have cover there, ready to win it back and counter.
It's fascinating. A real strategic masterstroke.
It shows a team that knows exactly what it wants to do and how to execute it.
So, looking beyond just this one game, what does this tell us about Chelsea's bigger picture? Is this proof they're cooking something special, as people say?
Well, I think it's strong evidence, yeah. It feels like the project, which maybe felt a bit up and down, is really starting to click now, under the radar, perhaps.
We saw individuals stepping up, too.
Definitely. Sánchez silencing critics, Palmer becoming a real talisman, Caicedo and Enzo looking like a proper settled partnership in midfield, João Pedro adding something new up top.
Growth across the board.
For sure. And then the scary part for everyone else.
Go on.
You've still got talents like Gittins and Estevan potentially coming into the squad in the future, the depth they're building.
So looking ahead to next season?
Look, based on this kind of performance, this tactical maturity, the prediction is they won't just be a threat. If they keep building this chemistry and depth, they could be a juggernaut.
A juggernaut. Wow. Okay. That's quite the statement.
Yeah.
But after unpacking this game, you can see why people are thinking that way.
The potential is definitely there.
So the main takeaway seems clear then. This Chelsea-PSG game was a huge lesson. True dominance isn't always about having the ball.
It's about tactical discipline, execution, controlling the key moments.
PSG looked better on paper, maybe had the stats people usually look at, but on the pitch, Chelsea just owned it.
They absolutely did. Controlled the outcome.
Which leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? Away from football. Where else do we see this? Situations where controlling the outcome, dominating the game, is more vital than just having the most resources or the most obvious control.
That's a good question. Business strategy, negotiations, maybe even personal projects.
Yeah, perhaps. What does that tell us about strategy, in life or work? Something to mull over.